More news about Season 2 of the Orville after this. Hello out there, I'm the oldest nerd. And in Season 2 of the Orville, we have not only a firm start date, but a few ideas of what's going to be happening in the next few shows. First of all, December 30th will be the premiere date for Season 2 of the Orville. The reason that they are waiting that long, my early thought was that perhaps it was because the program is so difficult to produce that it would take longer for them to get the episodes together after they were renewed. That's not the case, actually. What happened is that Fox bought the rights to Thursday night NFL football, and that will happen all through the fall, and at best they would have very spotty coverage. So they are giving them the better chance to premiere at the end of December after a football doubleheader, and then it will move to its regular Thursday spot. So the December 30th, which I don't know what day that is. It's probably a Sunday. At any rate, okay. At any rate, it'll begin after a football doubleheader, so the time that it actually starts will depend on how long the game goes, and then it'll go to its regular Thursday spot as it has been in the past. And there will be 14 episodes. The 13 new episodes are being filmed, and the one episode that was filmed last year and not shown will also be shown. Anyway, we have other details. Production began in March, and as of the middle of this month, they had about 6 of the 13 shows that they were going to produce. The 6th show is going to actually be all about Jessica Zor's new character, which they have a name for now. Her name will be Tala Kiali, or Kiali. We're not sure exactly the pronunciation. We'll find it out soon enough, I suppose. She will also be a Chilean security officer. So the rumors that she might be replacing Alara are possible in the fact that she'll be playing the same kind of part and the same kind of species and be featured in the 6th episode. That would indicate that Halston Stage will be at least in the first half of the series. If she goes away, likelihood is it'll be near the middle. And we still don't know why. There hasn't been any kind of statements from Fox or from Seth on whether she will be there or won't be there, but we know at least that she'll be there through part of the series. We also know that from a previous video we've made, Robert Picardo will once again portray Alara's father, so we'll know that she will be at least in some of the episodes. We also know that we're going to see the Krill again. They will be in as early as the 2nd episode, and it's a possibility they'll be in more than one episode, so there will be some run-in with the Krill. They turned out to be pretty popular aliens, so that's going to happen as well. Now, most of this information has come through Deadline.com, and we will link to that in the description below if you want to read the entire article. There's also an interesting video in there. This video concerns Stephen Lindwaver, who is the production designer for the show. He is the person that designed the sets and most of the props and things like that. And he has something that's fairly novel in putting together any kind of television program, in that the sets are all linked. Now, all the ship sets at least. In most shows, if you move from one room to another of the same house, sometimes the actual sets will be built in completely different places. The original Star Trek episodes, for instance, most of the ship was kind of together, but if they ever needed a special room, it was often on another soundstage. And in this case, the ship itself is a 2-story set. The bridge is on the top, and you can actually have a camera track someone go to every area. The crew lounge, the ship's quarters, the briefing room, whatever they have, are all actual places that go from one place to the other on the ship, rather than having to leave one set and go on to another. It's a continuous set. The only other show that I've seen that had done it this way is Firefly, and they actually had their ship in 2 different sets. They had an area where it looked like they were going below decks, but it actually went to another section for the lower decks. The upper decks were all in one piece, the lower decks were all in one piece. In this case, for the Orville, both upper and lower decks are connected to each other. You actually go upstairs to get to the upper deck and downstairs to get to the lower. It's a little more difficult to film in, according to the staff of the show, but it gives the actors a more immersive type of experience and allows them to get more into their characters and more into the universe. It has something to do with the whole way that the Orville has been produced, in that they want to make it a show that you'll believe in because they believe in it. And also a very aspirational look. It's something that a lot of people have given credit to the Orville for, is that it all seems something that you'd all want to be a part of. And I think even if you go to the first episode where Seth's character is taking over command, he says, I want to run a tight ship, but I also want to run a place that you'd be happy to work. And somehow I think he was talking to the cast and crew there as well. Another thing, it looks like that there are going to be action figures. We don't know exactly who's going to be making them, but there was talk around the set that certain of the actors are being measured, and usually that is kind of the precursor to toys being made in their likeness. So you might look on the markets pretty soon to see for action figures and maybe toy props for the Orville. That's coming up. So that's what we have for you this time. We hope that you will look for our next video. If you want to know when it's coming, why not hit subscribe and ring the bell? That way you'll know when it's coming out. Until then, don't go far.